Yeah, because due to their concentration in valuable metals and their general non-eco-friendliness, catalytic converters in larger, older vehicles are worth more than newer, more efficient vehicles. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode in Parts Talk. Today, we review the rise in theft of catalyst converter. But before we begin, please hit that like button for more content and subscribe if you find my topics informative so you will be notified when I drop a new episode. It will only take you 1.5 seconds to do so. A friendly reminder that I may be the only program that takes you beyond the sales department, consistently, of course. Others focus specifically on cars, their performances, look, style, features, and DIY videos from mechanics. For my podcast listeners, you can watch the full video on my YouTube channel and also on Facebook. Let's begin this video.
Theft of cats is real and way up. I'd be surprised if you don't know somebody in your neighborhood who's had theirs ripped off.
A few years ago, we'd only see maybe one a week, one a month. Now we'll get one a day to sometimes three a day. It's absolutely crazy.
Don Johnson runs Johnny Franklin's, an institution among exhaust shops in the San Francisco area. We came down here when there were 2 cars on the lift getting stolen cats replaced. While we've been here, 2 more came in.
This is a second generation.
Now, a catalytic converter is a crucial part of a car's exhaust system, meaning when a vehicle's engine uses fuel, it's converted to toxic gases like carbon monoxide and nitric oxide. Through a series of chemical reactions, the catalyst converter then changes these harmful pollutants into carbon dioxide and water before they are emitted through the exhaust pipe. Catalyst converters are typically located somewhere between your car's engine and muffler. Some vehicles have a front and back catalyst converter, but many cars just have one.
This is a second generation Prius. There's actually 2 converters on the car. There's one that goes here and then one right up here. But what they do is they actually come in with a Sawzall, cut it right here, cut the sensor wire that goes and tells if the converter's doing its job, and then they just unbolt it right up at the manifold, and away they go.
How long do you think that took?
Well, I've seen some Ring doorbell videos from customers. I'd say a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. Pretty darn quick.
Look how fast you can cut through an exhaust pipe with a common reciprocating saw. The next morning you come out and your mild-mannered Prius sounds like, well, this. Cost to fix? Plenty.
Yup. And the most valuable catalyst converter that's based on the research I have here, the price goes to the Ferrari F430, coming in at a whopping $3,770 each. The F430 has 2 converters, so they're a pretty big target for thieves. Lamborghinis also have a friendly pricey catalyst converters, and it's averaging about $3,000 on those as well. So the more emission friendly the vehicle, the more valuable its catalyst converter tends to be, and these vehicles require a higher concentration of the precious metal palladium, upping the total value.
It's getting near $1,000 because the cost of the converters just keeps going up. Some are more because you have to buy more components, like the special oxygen sensor for the car. Some of those oxygen sensors are like $500. Higher end, more expensive side, you're $3,000, $3,200.
As you might imagine, there's now a vibrant cottage industry making plates and guards that can be installed under your car to keep thieves away from your cat. Now, a catalytic converter is like a little oven that recooks and converts.
And the funniest thing to follow up on this is that while the customers suffer, someone else benefits. I mean, the thieves are getting away selling these converters, but I mean, it's making a viable industry out of the technicians and the manufacturers who are now selling these plates, protecting the catalyst converters.
With a catalyst, the exhaust coming out of your engine from something really nasty into something not so nasty. They've been common on cars since the mid to late 70s. Here's what makes them work though: precious metals. that are deposited, can you see in there? Just inside on that very fine honeycomb to create lots of area for the metal to react with the exhaust. Now, you probably had no idea there were precious metals dangling under the belly of your car, but thieves do. It's not a ton of...
Yeah, because due to their concentration in valuable metals and their general non-eco-friendliness, catalytic converters in larger, older vehicles are worth more than newer, more efficient vehicles. Larger trucks and SUVs tend to be targeted for two reasons. First, their larger engine means a more valuable catalyst converter. And for example, the Dodge Ram 2500's catalytic converter's value is nearly Ferrari level at a staggering $2,000.
But you're not going to get this stuff out and make a wedding ring. Maybe a few grams, 3, 4, 5 grams inside of a catalytic converter, but it's platinum, palladium, and rhodium. The rhodium, as of today, is going for like $28,000 an ounce. These aren't being stolen to be reinstalled in some other car. That's not really the end game here. It's more about what they call washing, getting the precious metals out of here. But trust me, the guy with the Sawzall doesn't have the facilities to do that. There's some kind of an interesting market where these things are going elsewhere. A New York Times report recently estimated that the auto industry...
So cars built before 1974 didn't have converters. So antique and vintage models are in the clear. But diesel converters have almost no precious metals, so that they have little value to thieves. Well, I drive a diesel myself, so I'm relieved.
Spends $40 billion a year on those precious metals to go into cars, new, used, and repair parts. I recall back in the day when they were stealing batteries, so we used to put chains and locks on our hoods to keep them from being opened enough. I kid you not. During the fuel crises in the 70s, they were stealing all of our gas, siphoning it out of tubes at night, and everyone had a locking gas cap. I've got some older cars.
Yes, we had to be selling these over the counter. The fuel lid covers actually comes with keys, and quite a few older model cars, they still have them.
Locking gas cap. I've got some older cars that don't have locking ignitions. You know these things, the club. Modern cars don't need them, but anything older and you have this dumb thing on your steering wheel. Detachable car stereo faceplates date back to the golden age of car audio upgrades back in the 80s, and the car audio thefts that inspired.
Yes, I went through that phase as well. I remember going out with my friends, and we literally, when we went to the club, we had to go in the hood, disconnect the battery, pull the battery out, and then walk with the battery into the club along with us. Man, it was crazy back then.
Like most other past epidemics of auto parts theft, this one too should pass. I just don't know when. So in the meantime, here are a few tips you can consider. First of all, park carefully. That used to mean out in a well-lighted space, but a whole bunch of the videos we've seen of these things getting stolen are in well-lighted places. So try to put your car where it's hard to get under it if that's possible. If you've got a high ground clearance car, you've really got to think about this. Talking to you truck owners, because you not only have easy access to your cats, but you probably have more of them and more expensive ones.
Yes, the higher the vehicle, it makes it easier to access it for thieves. Not much effort in terms of having a jack to lift a ground jack to lift the vehicle up.
A muffler shop like this might be able to somehow write your VIN number onto your cat. That might help the cops connect the dots if they intercept a cache of stolen ones. And think very much about how you might get some kind of a guard plate or other apparatus that have become sadly common attached to the belly of your car.
Yep, and yeah, thank you for that. Cool is my co-pilot. Since electric vehicles don't run on gas, they have no need for catalytic converters, and all electric vehicles like the following I'm about to read to you are completely safe from converter thieves. And these are the Audi e-tron, BMW i3, Chevrolet Bolt EV, the Fiat 500e, Honda Clarity Electric, Hyundai Ioniq EV, the Hyundai Kona EV, Hyundai Nexo, Jaguar I-Pace, well, I'm not going to read all of them, Nissan Leaf, all the Tesla models, Volkswagen e-Golf. So those are, they're completely safe. And then The least at risk ones you can think about is like the Chevrolet, the Chrysler, Dodge, GMC, Hyundai, Jeep, Mazda, Nissan, Subaru. Well, I remember working at the parts department and we used to have mufflers in the bins, huge mufflers, plenty of them, because at that time the road conditions and based on how it was set up, the deterioration of the grommets underneath, which is the mounts underneath the cars that we were used to support the mufflers will hold them up. However, these will break, the mufflers will fall, and then they will hit the ground and they'll become damaged. So we had to sell mufflers on a whole. Back then we didn't know exactly what was going on until just now. Then people started to find out the precious metals that are inside those actual converters itself, and then you're seeing the end results now. Well, that's it for today. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide, and smash that like button on your way out. And remember, if you're driving one of those vehicles, protect yourself. Until next time.